Welcome to the No Dress Code Pod, where we keep it real, celebrate Black excellence, and dive into the things that matter most. Tune in, vibe out, and let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the No Dress Code Pod. I'm your host and favorite Hoochie, Bree. Okay, and I'm here to keep it real and relatable. In this space, we dive deep into the raw and messy aspects of life. No filters, no judgment, just honest conversation.
Period.
So we are big here on mental health. So before we get this episode started, I do hope that you guys are having an amazing week. If you're not, drop it in the comments. Let me know. There's something I could do for you in this moment. But continue to speak. But continue to speak it over you and hope that your week going forward is better. Okay. So each week we tackle everything from relationships and career hustles to the ups and downs of everyday living, all while bringing a little humor to lighten the load. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's explore what it really means to live life unapologetically, because here there's no dress code. Boom.
Bam.
Okay. God damn, that's right. Oh, shoot it on the empty stomach, man.
Listen. We ain't got it like we used to.
Over here, think you going to do meatballs.
At 33.
Because my whole body wet.
We ain't got it like we used to.
For one shot.
We know aunties. Listen.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Literally and figuratively. Aunties. Okay. So welcome back to today's episode. Today is going to be a little different. We've had family. We've had friends. We even had family friends on here. But today, y'all. We got somebody who used to run the streets with me.
Listen. My husband know it all, so child ain't nothing he don't know. Okay.
Remember them days we used to run the streets.
All I will say is a time was had. Several times was had. Full disclosure.
Oh my goodness. When they say about last night.
Listen. And we survived because we're here.
Here to tell you none of it, okay?
Listen,
none of it.
Not an ounce.
Because what went on back then
is staying back then. Ain't no way.
We is not them people.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hey, yo, growth is really wild, though.
But it is. It's extremely important, too, for people to understand. Like, survival nights are real. God take the
really
wheel.
Weird.
Listen, God take the wheel is real. Literally.
Okay.
Girl code is real.
Down bad.
Listen,
Down bad.
and we made it. We're in our 30s now.
Oh my goodness.
Hallelujah. Listen. But it's not sad.
You guys, we are going to dive into some good old day stories, okay? And reminiscing a bit.
Yes.
But we're gonna go down a nice little, so it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be nostalgic. Okay, and we're gonna reminisce a little bit and hopefully laugh a lot. Okay,
there's a lot to laugh about now.
We're laughing a lot.
It wasn't funny then, and we can laugh now.
Oh my goodness, was it not funny then? It was not funny at all then.
Cold.
Oh my god! Remember that time my sandal broke on the way back to church after
and the baby lived up the street from the church. That was the crazy part. Like, ma'am, how do yourself? That was Jesus saying, "Stop, stop."
I did not turn around.
Not at all. She must have flip-flopped her way through. Okay. Talk about walking on faith, not by sight.
that one little sandal, baby, had to drag that day.
Indeed. It said, it was over. She didn't care. It was a ride.
Man, those were the good old days.
But they
good old days.
And I treasure them. Being a grown folk adult, I treasure them. I do. Without them,
Where would we be?
where would we be?
Life would be boring without them, though.
Yeah,
honestly,
because we can't do this in our 30s.
I mean,
We can,
Yeah.
but we classy now. We're very demure, very mindful.
one of us is.
Yeah, respectfully, yes.
One of us.
I'm gonna live through you. Listen, we can go for brunch.
So I am thrilled to introduce today's guest. Special guest, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello. No dress code. Hello, everybody. My name is Patricia Franklin. I am the face founder and writer behind Franklin Freelance Writing. And it is an honor and surely a privilege to be on No Dress Code.
I appreciate that.
Listen.
Let me tell you, most of our guests come empty-handed, okay? But today we had one that did not.
No.
Oh,
No.
look at that effect, okay? Look at that effect. Because did not come empty-handed, and most of our guests do. So I appreciate you, okay?
Yes. I appreciate you. I believe in giving our friends roses while we're still here. I believe in giving ourselves, the honor, acknowledgement for hard work. And this gym here has been working hard.
Oh,
listen, if it's not supporting me, it's supporting others. It's giving others an opportunity. And I stand by business. All 10 toes.
All stand down.
Listen.
Stand down.
Listen.
Okay. Today, baby, me and today's special guest go back. Okay. Go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac.
Listen.
Okay.
With the rims falling. Clink, clink.
We done went from Hoochies to Hustlers together.
And if you know, you know. And there's some stories you will not know.
And you just can't.
No.
Some things just have to be taken to the grave.
Honey.
Some like Megan Thee Stallion, how she first off.
Let's not even go there, Bree.
That Gayle King, how she lied to. I don't even fault the woman.
I already knew.
I don't even fault her. I'm not gonna say I knew. I'm not gonna say. I'm just sitting here and believe. I believe the lies. Okay, I believe she didn't.
I believe in convictions.
I believe
God gonna get you. Body yaddy yaddy.
I believe she didn't, but
I believe she did. She said, sexual. Yes, babe.
Yeah. See, okay. So here's the thing. I didn't watch the interview.
You didn't watch the lie.
I didn't. I just watched the clip.
You didn't watch the lie.
I just watched the clips, and baby, who ain't lied about somebody they've been with before?
Girl, well, yeah, we all have.
There's a few from my past that if you ask me about to this day,
You be like, wait, no,
I don't know.
No,
okay,
no
that's why I don't have no exes. Not a single one.
Listen,
Not a single.
we gotta
one.
lessons. We're gonna be blessings or lessons. Period. Ain't no in between.
And I ain't got none of them. Okay,
Clean slate. Clean slate. The baby is clean.
Okay, if
Listen.
Jesus died for my sins, he died for my sins.
Goodbye. We don't gotta bring Jesus in the loop like the broken sandal. That's why he snatched it them years ago, because he knew you was gonna tell on yourself. He knew it. God said no.
If you are erasing my sins, you are erasing all sins.
All of them. And
then-
that dry erase is gone.
Yeah, the men from the past,
Gone.
gone. Okay, all gone. Okay, so let's start by setting the scene for our listeners who don't know you and who don't know that you and I have been through it.
Listen.
Okay, we done seen some things,
Oh, a lot.
done some things.
Oh, a lot.
Can you remember? Oh my God, do you remember that day we went to the beach and we got drunk?
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, weren't we both going through a breakup or something?
We was going through it with
we were
these
going through
men.
a breakup.
Let me tell you.
Girl, see, listen, let me tell you. We are the Lunchable era. Charcuterie boards, and I said charcuterie, not charcuterie, did not exist. So me and Bay over here, we went to the beach, sad, upset, depressed. What was it?
Had a bottle. Oh my God, we had bottles. We had buzz balls.
Where did we, child? I don't understand what we ended up. Yeah, so we were going through a tough time together. My ex was acting a mess. Her erasers Clean Slaters was acting a mess. And we did the sisterly thing. Child, we went to the beach. We cried. We laughed.
Oh, my goodness.
A time was had. Now, how did we get home? I don't recall.
Allegedly, we called the Uber.
I do not recall.
Allegedly, we called the Uber.
But remember that one time I held that 50-inch TV? Me and my ex broke up and I was moving out my apartment. And he wanted his 50-inch TV back.
Oh, my goodness.
And I needed a sister friend. Let me tell you about the sister friend over here. She hid the TV in her room.
Yeah, she called me. She was like, "Hey, can I put this in?" I was like, "Yeah, girl, I tried to hook it up."
Let me tell you why we both rolled through this same door with that 50-inch TV together.
Boy, it's only 48 hours. I only had the TV for 48 hours. I tried to hook it up.
She did. She tried to hook it up, no lie.
I did not have the right. I don't think I had the right stuff. Otherwise, it would have been hooked up, baby.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if I had the cord because it was just a cord, right?
Was a cord.
Yeah, I think I just had a cord. Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, "Girl, can you hold a TV for me?" This. Let me tell you about this one. You want to ride or die? This is the one. This is the ride to the die.
Not anymore. Okay, I've given up my days.
Your blood, child. It's in there.
I've given up my days, baby.
It's in there.
Why we gotta die? What? I'm
gonna live with no regrets. No regrets. I'm gonna live with no regrets.
Why we gotta die? We can't just,
But what a fulfillment. It was so many amazing memories, specifically with you. Because it was years.
Oh, my God. We had things together. From the time you got your license.
Oh, Lord, baby G. When I got my license and we all to chip in for gas.
Oh, my goodness. That's when gas was still like $5. That's when it was still acceptable to get $5 worth of gas.
Child, it was like $5 each.
Yeah, that's when it was acceptable to still throw $5. Girl. $10 if you was feeling real gracious.
And we made sure, child. We made sure you was in the back seat. You was straight. You got home great. We didn't leave you at your doorstep. I think that's so unusual now. Girl code.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it exists.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about where we're at now.
Yes.
We've come a long way from the good old days.
Oh, long way.
Tell us about your current hustle. What are you up to now?
So I am a writing consultant. Mm-hmm. And I have been writing, for decades. I got my associates. I was kind of a little wonky with the writing. My bachelor's really did it for me. I had to write a 30-page thesis, amongst other things.
God, damn.
Yes, ma'am. Had a couple of publications in a school newspaper, and then from there I went to grad school.
If you guys here to know my mom, that's her baby in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna just be honest.
I am a mama-treneur. Okay, I am everything. So, in establishing something, I started writing with Franklin Freelance Writing Consulting, which actually came to mind in 2020. Mm-hmm. I was a stay-at-home mom in grad school with my son, and I needed kind of like a little gimmick, a hustle, but in a way where I could help people. That's what I really wanted to do. As a graduate student, it was tough to balance it. But once I got out, something sparked in me, and I said, I got to make this something. It has to happen. No, Lord willing, he gave me a vision, and I believe when God gives you a vision, he will keep you up at night. I was up for 2 days. 2 days. Just trying to explore the idea of how do I start this business in a way where it's social media friendly.
Yeah.
Because that was a trivial part. I was actually working from my personal page, and I said, no, let's make this legit. So April of last year, 2023, I said, we gonna make this happen. And God was like, let's do it. And that's where the vision and the mindset came. And that's where my friend credited the logo. And I said, let's make my mind wander as I'm writing.
Mm-hmm. I feel that, like, because when you first came, you asked if it had been 2 years since we started, and it had really only been a year, because we started in August of 2023. But I did have the idea as well as a whole new name. Mm-hmm. It was a whole new. I don't even know if I talked about it on the show, but it was a whole new concept I had going with a friend that was supposed to be my co-host. It didn't work out.
That's okay.
I won't even go into details as to why, but it didn't work out. And I had to do it on my own. I had to rebrand. I had to come up with a new name, come up with a new logo, come up with a new everything. And y'all say hi to Leah for the y'all. I can see her.
You may see the back of her head, but the baby's here.
And when my friend decided that they wasn't gonna do it no more, like they felt like, whatever issues I had going on outside of this wasn't gonna mix well with this. I low-key thought about stopping. I did. I thought about stopping, and I was like, "Oh well, fuck it." Like I canceled the whole concept. Like I canceled the whole.
I think I
the
remember
IG
that.
page. Yeah, I was
a
like,
pause.
yeah. I was like, we're not doing it no more. And then I was like, nah. Something in me was like, nah. Like you can't just stop. Yeah,
Stop.
like
yeah.
And it was this non-factor in me, and it was just like if God put that idea in you, it was for you.
Yes.
Like you wanted your friend to do it with you, but it just didn't happen that way. Baby, is you gonna stop it, or is you gonna keep doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Exactly.
And so I rebranded. I came up with a new name, got a new logo. Shout out to my cousin for the new logo.
And the logo is phenomenal because it literally accentuates no dress code.
Chef Kiss.
Honey.
Chef's Kiss.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, Chef's Kiss. I'm like, quiet as it's kept.
Honey.
Can't wait for the merchandise to come out. Ooh. Yeah. Chef's Kiss that logo. If y'all need the logo, I'll let y'all know who did it. But Chef's Kiss who did that logo.
Yes.
100%. So it's crazy. Life really has ups and downs. Speaking of which, with the holidays coming up, are there any favorite traditions or plans you're excited about?
Yeah, so we have Thanksgiving at my say hi, Leah. That is the grand finale. I actually have, before I go into the holidays, I have nicknames for my children. I have the only, because my oldest acts like the only. I have the oldest, the only, and the grand finale, because I'm done. Put a stamp on that. But back to your question. So for the holidays, we go over our patriarch's house. His name is Uncle Ricky. I call him Uncle Father, as I fondly call him. And most of my matriarchs are deceased. So matriarchs, who does not know that term, are the women of the family, like your aunts, your grandmothers, what have you. And I stepped up to the plate last year, and I actually cook heavily for the family. So we'll be going over his, and then for me, on Christmas, we go to my in-laws. So we just make sure that we, for the kids' sake, go to both families for the time being, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's nice, and you do a nice balance as far as they come.
It was God that helped me balance. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm balancing now.
So, how do you stay grounded with the hustle and bustle this time of year? Has Franklin Freelance picked up this time of year?
Oh my gosh!
Because it's like midterms, what?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, Franklin Freelance actually it immersed into its own, and it flourished actually as I became more versatile in my work. I started opening up with resumes, stuff like that, just real seldom, and now it's essays. But yes, in October to November, it picks up very much so, and it's intense. Like no dress code. I'm a one-stop shop, but I'm a one-woman brand. I do everything. I do have my supporters that help me market, but when it comes to the work, it is me. I'm solo bolo by myself. And I will say sometimes I do pick up a little bit more than I can chew because I have a really big heart. But sometimes it's a playing field. When you're consulting, if people don't know what a consultant is, you get paid by what you do. There's no hourly, it's just what it is. So now that I've, rebranded myself as Miss Brianna's mentioned with no dress code, it's on and popping. I'm taking everything now.
And that's good. That rebrand has been amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's honestly been helpful. Because I personally struggle with sometimes putting my words to paper. Because I can construct the thought.
Right.
Is putting it into collegiate format that you gonna stumble me on almost every time.
Listen.
So the fact that you offer that service is amazing. I'm not gonna say here hold you. I've used it for a few different classes. It's amazing.
Thank you. It's a gift. It's a gift. And it took a long time for me to hone in on my gift. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that God's like my grandmother told me when I was trying to figure out what to do in college. She was like, you're a writer. Write. That's what you do. And I said, oh, okay, that's cute. But I wasn't confident in my writing. And now to be able to pour into other people, it's truly definitively a blessing. And I'm watching my vision come to life through my Franklin freelance writers, who I call my followers, through people who utilize my services, because I love to hear the backstory of what do you want to do, who are you, and then how can I be a blessing into your life. Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper. Yeah. Now, this part of life is heavy, but it's important.
Yes.
Dealing with loss and grief. You and I both know how those tough experiences can change us. If you're comfortable, can you share your journey through grief?
Yes. So, and yes, I'm comfortable. My grief actually started in 2015. My sister, my ace coon boom, my life, my world, my best friend was murdered. She was actually the woman I was found in the alley over here on Orange, very close. And so being a Long Beach native and losing my sister to gun violence heavily, heavily changed my world. And I was actually pregnant with my oldest daughter at that time. I was 5 months pregnant. And so I still to this day, it's been 9 years since her passing, remember that phone call and remember, and it echoes in my ear now of, hearing Alicia's dead. And I'm getting goosebumps if I talk about it right now. And
honestly, me too, just hearing it. And I remember getting the phone call.
Yes, and it's been so long, but that alone changed the trajectory of my life.
Nah, it did completely.
Completely changed my life. And good and bad. Personally, it actually made me, I feared the world for a little while. I was pregnant, which I felt kind of hopeless. There was a lot of rumors about my sister's murder. And being that I was, very vulnerable at that time, being pregnant, I didn't trust nobody. I disappeared from the world for a little while. And then I had to have an emergency cesarean with my daughter. And it was a lot of motion. It was a lot going on. But I will say that losing your best friend or someone that you share your whole world with, we shared rooms, we shared clothes, we went to downtown Long Beach. It really changed my world. And what I had done after the fact was I said, I'm not going to stop. You know what I'm saying? I want to see who killed her, what happened to her, what was she doing, who were her friends at that time. I did my own Scooby-Doo investigation, because I think as the oldest sister, but more so when it's someone that you love so much, like to the depths of your soul, it does something to you. I was making phone calls to people. I was trying to figure out what was tea because I'm just like, who are y'all? Where are her friends?
Yeah.
Where are her friends?
Yeah.
Where the little girls I was sharing clothes with her? Where the little girls she was posting on Instagram? Like, where are y'all?
Yeah.
Quiet as kept. Quiet as kept. So I did what I could until I actually got preeclampsia. For those of you who aren't aware of what preeclampsia is, it's a very high risk. It becomes a high risk pregnancy, high protein in the urine. My blood pressure was 180 over 100. I could have had a stroke. And that was out of just the loss of my sister. But after her funeral services, which I actually sang at, I just cried. I used to go to a window and I just cried until my chest started just tightening. And I had no idea it was my blood pressure.
Thank you.
But after having Melanie, I kind of felt like this was what God was doing. He was preparing me for my sister's death and gave me a daughter. But when you're in that zone of grief, you can't take on the boat. You can't take on the two.
Yeah.
I'm a brand new mom. I don't know what happened to my sister. There's a lot of rumors swirling. I don't know what's going on. I don't know this person whose name keep brought up, the streets talk. So I got to a point where I ended up having postpartum. And I know a lot of women can attest to that, especially African-American women. Postpartum is real. Postpartum will have you in the same clothes for days. Postpartum will have you be a great mom, but can't be a great partner, and I just lost myself. But I never stopped going to school. That's the crazy part. I never stopped going to school. And eventually when we get, with the judicial system, we'll get close to an arrest. Then we'll go in and out of everything. But grief used to have me on the side of the road, like clutching my chest because I thought I was, hyperventilating. Grief has had me, move forward with my life and making sure my sister got her AA after her death. It actually had me co-found a scholarship with her teacher, Mrs. Massage. Hey, Mrs. Massage. And it's brought me these beautiful little human beings. And it's a hurting and healing feeling that never goes away. Because in 2017, I lost all my matriarchs. So I think after my aunt Barbara passed away.
I remember that was a hard time. It was back to back.
It was
back to back. It was like, all right, I knew your sister had passed, and that was already unfortunate.
Already.
Okay, I'm saying passed, but
murder. We'll use the term because it's murder. Yes.
So I already knew that was hard, and then Barbara.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know Barbara, but Barbara. Barbara was where you could go.
Listen,
it was 2:00 in the morning,
yes,
and you ain't had nowhere to go.
And she didn't judge you. Like, she genuinely wanted to make sure you was okay. And
she gonna ask you questions. Don't get me wrong.
Listen,
you're gonna be questioned, not interrogated. You're gonna be questioned.
No, but in love. But in love. And she never made me feel judged in our days.
Yeah, because I want the best for you, but I need to know, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Are you coming home tonight? Are you okay? Yeah, Bree got to have that with her, but in January 2017, my Aunt Pam passed away from a rare heart disease. My grandmother passed away in November 2017, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and then my Aunt Barbara passed away.
Yeah, that was trifecta.
And it was, and they come in threes. They said they come in threes, and that was big for me. And I was like, I think after Barbara, that was it for me. I had to question God, because I'm like, sir, my heart can't take it no more. Yeah. I was midway through my bachelor's at the time. I had gotten questions answered as much as I could with my sister's murder. But once he took my matriarchs, I said, God, come here. We need to talk.
Yeah, that was hard.
I wasn't ready, I mean, even me now being a mother and finding my own way, I need them. I need my sister. I need my aunts, I need my grandma.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I'm learning how to do things from scratch. And a lot of women have, you have your mother, you have your aunt. I don't have that anymore. So it's put a battery in my back, but it's also, I have my moments. Where I'm just like, okay, I hear my grandma's voice. Okay, I see my, my aunt, or my aunts, but it's tough. And going back to Alicia, we have recently, literally this year, had our murder trial. And re-traumatization is real.
I believe it.
It's real. And unless you have gone through something that intense, because, after a while, life goes on.
Yeah.
Life moves on. But, okay, I got my kids, I'm married, I got my degrees, but where's my sister? You know what I'm saying? Where's the little girl to help me with these kids?
Oh, my goodness.
Where's the girl who made me laugh, who made me cry, who irritated me? Okay. And then there was that huge question mark, like, what happened to her? And my poor curious soul, I was like, I want to see the crime scene photos. I wanted to feel where she was. I wanted to see what she looked like. A part of that was because I went to the mortuary after, everything they found her, stuff like that. And my husband was against it. I was pregnant. He was just like, don't. And I said, but you know what? I have a tattoo. It says, Loren loves faith till death. I wasn't able to see a lot of her wounds because it was an open investigation, but I do remember seeing her laid out on that table because I didn't believe it. The news said it was her. The street said it was her. I said, no.
I didn't believe it either when I got that call.
No. I'm like the girl hiding in Cuba like Tupac.
Yeah, I didn't. That's really how it came on. Like, that's really how it played in my mind. Like, nah. I know who called me. They not right. Mm-mm. They wouldn't call me and joke about this, but they not right.
No. And I think when you know someone, when you love someone, when you've been with them as close as you are, she had 3 moles on her face. And I saw them, and then I was just like, yeah, I remember it. I said, "Oh, Alicia," and I stayed there for 5 hours up until they put her makeup on. There was a part where I could not be involved. Hence, it was an open investigation. But I don't regret a thing. I don't regret it. And then when time came with the trial and when they showed the crime scene photos, and it took me back to 2015.
It's like PTSD.
Yes. And I thought, perfect. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But it's like you go in the courtroom, it's 2015, and you walk out, it's 2024.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, shoot, we got to get our kids. You know what I'm saying? I missed 2 weeks of work. It was only supposed to be a couple of days. But then I'm like, no. I was actually one of the first people. The DA had asked me to go on a stand, and I was completely thrown off. Because I was like, wait a minute, we've had over 5 DAs. Why am I asked to go up? And I remember I had been advocating on social media, and I always said, I am my sister's keeper. Mm-hmm. I am her voice. And the night before, I could not sleep because I'm just like, Jesus, I'm about to stand in front of, the person who did this, his family, my family. And I remember shaking to the point where my husband's like, breathe. And I'm just like, bro, like, when you say something and it's time to do it, it's like, own up to it. And I was like, Lord Jesus. Ain't no take backs. But I had a vision, and I had a vision of myself wearing sapphire blue, which was her birthstone. And I saw myself literally walking up to the stand. And I won't forget that for the rest of my life, that moment. And I remember when the DA had put her picture up, and I became so emotional. But something in me said, Patricia, don't break. Don't break. Yeah. Not even thug it out, because you ain't got to thug it out, girl. People know you are, but don't break. And I remember, the person who I did it, he looked me straight in my eyes, and I'm like, I'm sure I resemble her. I'm a little heavier than her. I've had children, but I think I remember him looking at me and then kind of like looking down, and I paid him no mind. You don't exist, child. We here because of you. But I do recall, getting to the point where I was asked what I was asked. But I think the most personable part of this was when the judge asked me, the jury wants to know, who are you again, to the victim? And I said, her eldest sister. And I felt like that was her. Mm-hmm. Y'all heard what I said. Mm-hmm. I introduced myself. But it was a moment, because I felt like she was there. And then as soon as I came down, child, I must have balled in my mama's arms like a baby.
Yeah, it's truly like a blessing that we can get to a point in time where we could talk about things and laugh at them.
Yes.
Because I think during it, or when it first happened, we never thought there would be a point where we could laugh about this. Like, no. Anything that has happened to it.
No. There was times where I was just like, how am I going to get up today?
Yeah.
Or like when her anniversary came, because there's something I have done recently, which I do not mind sharing. I think people should do this more often. But my body would tense up like I got the news all over again. And she was found about 1:23 a.m. So every June 24th of every year, my body would tense up and I wake up at 1:30.
I understand that. Like around the time my dad passed, which is like 3:30ish, mm-hmm. For like the first 2 weeks, I would be up at that time.
Yeah.
I would be up at that time. And then I noticed sort of sometimes like around the day of, I will be up around that time.
Your body it's something about the spirit. I believe in the spirit of just a connection. It's a close connection, as you mentioned, your father and I being my sister. But I did something on Alicia's birthday this year. She turned 31. I still commemorate her birthdays. They're very, very exceptional. She was a human. She walked this earth. But I did something called trauma exposure.
Okay, what's that?
Listen. Trauma exposure is going to the places and spaces that hurt you the most. And so you intentionally go there in exposing those traumas again. But you gotta be ready for this. And so for me, I could not, my love for Long Beach ceased after that. You know, like I said, I'm a Long Beach native. I grew up here. I mean, Melanie was born in Long Beach. Other kids were born in Montebello, but I love Long Beach. I'm Eastie Beastie all the way. You know, I went to school on the West Side. I went to Webster. I went to DeMille. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you, you know. But after that happened, I lost so much love for my own city because I'm just like, how could someone do that to me? You know. And so what happened was, on her birthday this year, I had started at Signal Hill, the top of Signal Hill, which is Hilltop, and I walked down my Aunt Barbara's home, and I didn't realize how much was built up inside from her death, because her death actually reminded me of my sister's death.
Yeah,
because
I can see that.
Yeah, because she was found, like Alicia was found, and Barbara lived alone. She was an older woman. And it killed my soul because that connection with her was so deep. She was like a mother to me. She was a mother to me, you know. And so basically, when that happened to me, I just stood outside her building. Granted, I want to respect people's residence, but I cried. And then from there, I walked down to Anaheim and Temple, where I grew up, and where my mother used to live. And at that point, I didn't even realize how far I walked. It was like a 5K at this point. But I needed that. And I was ready to take it on. Trauma exposure. Yeah.
You know, honestly, I still drive past that house and I still be like, that's Barbara's house. Like, it just do not matter.
And you know what's so funny, y'all? It wasn't even a big house.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was a little 2-bedroom apartment. And we're not saying little like that, but it was a 2-bedroom apartment. And
too bad. Her room, our room. You know, but it's so funny because we make our homes. You know what I'm saying? We make the homes. And although she opened up her home to myself and Alicia when we were smaller, up until when we turned 18, that was our home. You know, we were young ladies sharing a room at this point, and it was just cramped. We didn't care. We was home. And back to the trauma exposure, I think with the places and spaces I went to, I think Barbara's house hurt me the most. It hurt me the most because I haven't been back there since 2017. You know, so that got me. And I had to console myself because I'm like, Patricia, you are crying in front of people's houses.
And okay, it's Barbara's house.
Like, I'm not weird. I'm not gonna go and knock on the door. Can I see it? No, but
and people do that.
They do that. You know, but I had to do it for me because in this time in my life, 3 is my number. 3 degrees, 3 kids. I'm 33. I just felt like I have to get in tune with my healing. Mm-hmm. And after my sister's murder trial, I will never forget when it ended June 7th, and you were there for the sentencing. And it was like a rebirth for me. Mm-hmm. It was a rebirth because I'm just like, I got all my questions answered. I faced the most heinous person in the world to me, and I was able to speak my truth in front of him and his family and the whole court, and it was resounding for me. But when we walked out of that courtroom and I spoke with the DA in private and I was done, it was like a rebirth. I said, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. You know, I feel like my grief had taken such a hold of me for so long that there was mommy guilt involved. And I'm like, you know, am I doing the best as a mom? Am I doing the best as a wife? Am I doing the best as a friend? But who could blame me?
Yeah.
No one blames me, but it took a lot out of me. And I did not realize that until it was over. You know, I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm having kids, I'm married, and I built a business, but Alicia's still gone.
Yeah.
And I won't forget even leaving the courthouse and not even for the sentencing when we got the guilty verdict. And I told my husband, I said, I got to go see her because I was looking for her in the crowd. And I wanted to tell her like, dang, girl, that's crazy. I was literally, if the world stopped and just looked at me and tuned into me, they're like, what is Patricia doing? What is she looking for? I was looking for my sister, clear as day. Yeah. And when the coast cleared and everybody seemed to go aloof and go and do their own things, it hit me like she's still gone. And that, unless you've been through that, that feeling is inexplainable. Like I explained it to the best of my ability, but it's a tough feeling.
That's the hard part about grief
Yes.
that nobody can prepare you for.
Or talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody can prepare you for that. Like, it's like one day it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. Like, I knew my dad passed. I can have conversations and tell you my dad passed.
Right.
But literally one day, my mom pulled up to the house one day and there was some guy in her car. It was a maintenance guy or something like that. Some guy in her car, and I said, "Ooh, is that my daddy?" Like, it's the most randomest of things. And it's just like, nah, I know he's not coming back.
Right.
I know he'll never walk to this house again. I knew that when it happened.
Right.
But I still look for him.
Oh yeah, that's your daddy.
Yeah, I still check for him.
Yeah.
I still hope that one day I'm gonna wake up and he gonna walk through that door.
Aisha.
Money. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And he was such a gentle giant. Like, his stature was a large man, but he was such a gentle giant. And anytime I would come over to the projects, he was so loving. How's your mama? How's the kids? How they doing? Like, he was a rarity, you know? And I really, when they say they don't make them like this anymore, they don't. They don't.
They don't.
They don't. And it's just, I was at your father's funeral. Yeah. And I think what got me, if it's okay to talk about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I think what got me about your father's funeral was your mother. And she said something to this very day that I remember. And she said, you know, she thanked everyone for coming tearfully. But she said it's different between a woman and a man when they're in bed. And she said, when you lay your head at night and y'all talk together, there's no feeling like that. And I lost it at that instance, because I was with my husband during the funeral, and God gives us glimpses of life. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, during a funeral, unfortunately, during certain, like my sister's murder, my matriarchs. And I think that I was like, am I living or am I existing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, am I waking up every day, getting the crust on my eye, brushing my teeth, and taking my kids to school? Or am I just here?
Going through the motions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
It did something to me.
I will admit that line, it resonates with me more so now.
Yeah.
Like the guy I spend time with from time to time, I'd be like, I know you have friends. I know you have people who you could call and be like, hey, I'm going through X, Y, and Z. Why you choose to call me? I don't know, but I do. Even though I know this ain't going nowhere. Please don't ever get shit twisted. I understand what this is and where this is going. But I appreciate those moments. I'm still like, you could call anybody in your Rolodex. I'm not saying it makes me special that you chose me over the next woman to call.
Right.
But you could call anybody in your Rolodex. For there's something in me that made you choose me to call.
Right. Right. I think for me, touching on calling people, I think what resonates for me more so, especially where I'm at in my life, is sisterhood. Losing my sister, losing my matriarchs, it is something that I had craved. And I don't want to say I overlooked people, but I really feel like I'm a Cancer, okay? I will go in my show. I will come out. And I also feel like I'm very misunderstood because of that. But as you are an entrepreneur in your own right, as I am with everything I hold, it can be very difficult to maintain real raw friendships nowadays. And I think for me, with as complex as my life is, as complex as things can be for me, I think that sisterhood is so valuable to me. I think it's so essential to me. And when you find a sister and a friend, that's a blessing. That's a godsend. I think that's why, as I mentioned, I want to give you your roses in life, because
Appreciate you.
of course, because it goes such a long way.
Yeah.
You know, and and it's not about, oh, she gave me flowers. It's almost like, no, I'm proud of you. Honor that. Acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But after losing my sister, my biological, my dad only has a one daughter sister. I think that the trajectory of friendships and sisterhood changed for me. You know, I have two living sisters. One is in Arizona. One is, my Gloria, who's in high school. But it changed a lot for me, and I became extremely guarded. I was hard to crack. I was like, I want Alicia. So bad.
And I get it.
I bad.
do.
Like that till this day. Till this very day. I mean, recently I started calling the girls Alicia, and I'm just like, Jesus. And I've caught myself. And Melanie's just like, Mommy, did you? I said, yes. Yes. And I don't know if this has happened to you, but during Alicia's trial, things start happening in my house. Like lights were flickering, like not no exorcism, crazy demonic stuff, but just little symbolisms of her.
My nephew said that would happen.
Yeah.
He used to say that would happen. He'd be like, nah, I don't really want to be here long because the lights flicker or like X, Y, and Z happens. And yeah.
I believe in it because I've seen it. Or like when I'm having a tough time or something, and I'll be like, hey, babe, like the light bulb. And he'd be like, nah, P, like it's good. And I'm like, you sure? It's her. And I know it's her because there was a time where my mom and I were talking months ago about her. And my hallway light just started flickering. What? Like,
yeah.
And I told my mom, I said, that's her. And my mom was like, that's who? I said, girl, if you don't get the program, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Stop playing. Oh. And it's just, to me, it's just the, I remember my early triggers. Alicia was a thin, light-skinned girl. I seen thin, light-skinned girls. Jesus, I'd cry. The color blue. Sisters. Like, anything would get me. Anything would get me. And I used to have what I call Alicia moments, where I would have to literally pull aside on the freeway, the highways, something. And I have to text my husband. I'm like, I'm having an Alicia moment, because it would just take over. And a lot of the reasons where that came from, because I don't have them as much as I used to, is because I didn't know what happened to her.
Yeah.
I know what the report said. I know what I saw her, like she is deceased, but I didn't know. And now that I know without a shadow of a doubt, I've seen the photos, I heard the testimonies, I saw the person get convicted. It helps me know for a fact that she's at peace.
Yeah.
And that's what gives me more peace. But I missed her like crazy. I miss her. And I think that I've always been candid, like with my Franklin Freelance page, about different topics. You know, I don't sub people, child, please. Something I say it offends you, let's talk about it. But I feel like grief is one topic that has always been hard for me to talk about for a little while. But now I can talk about it in my truth and say, hey, yeah, I used to not come outside for a little while. I used to be afraid of the dark. You know, and even after having a child, I felt like, you know, there would be that happiness moment of a new baby. Mm-hmm. And then there would be that sadness of she's gone.
Yeah.
You know, because Melanie's the same age as the length of Alicia's passing. So I have, and I'm going to hold myself accountable, I have recently been able to separate the two. I had to separate them. You know, but her being born this same year as her murder was very difficult for me. I was just like, Jesus, oh, you're 9. It's been 9 years. You're turning 10. It's been 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And
it's a constant reminder.
Honey. And then Jackson's birthday is 2 days before Alicia's birthday. And he could have been born on her birthday. But to me, and then this child here, she resembles her as a child. And so to me, it's just constant little, I got you, sis. I'm here, sis. I'm around, you know?
Yeah.
But I want her.
Yeah.
I want her.
I trade all these kids in for her. No,
girl, you know what? There's a song called Adele, When We Were Young.
Oh, my goodness.
Whoo, baby Jesus. Till this moment, it still gets to me. And there's a line where she says, can I have a moment before I go? Listen. I'll be looking for the moment. And I've done it all, child. I went to the grave, and unfortunately she's in a community grave. A community grave is where people's bodies are literally topped on top of each other, and their tombstone says all their names. My parents could not afford at the time. Granted, it was so sudden to get her own space. So there's not much privacy, but we make do. And I've done it all.
Yeah, because I didn't know what a community grave was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, I remember there was a spark in me way before the trial and all that, because I was a shear where I'm just like, I want to exhume her. I want to get her own. And then when they tell me it's like $12,000 and I need 4 court orders to move out everybody's body, I said I had to selfishly get out of my own way.
Yeah.
And my mama ain't gonna let it happen. My mama said no. So mama said no. Yeah, she said I'd rather that money go elsewhere, to her scholarships, to her legacy. But girl, I was gonna move baby.
And I get why.
Yes, the selfishness in me. I wanted her to have what she deserved. I wanted her to have what was rightful.
And, you know, I have quiet as a cat. I got a lot of selfishness in me. So, I definitely would have felt the same way about my daddy.
Yes.
I ain't play no games.
No.
Nah.
It's your dad.
Yeah.
You know, it's my sister. And I feel like, and it's not to take away from other siblings, but it hurt me more. It hurt me the most. You know, my brothers, I have 6 brothers.
I mean, but.
And I have 3 sisters.
Maybe because I only have 2 siblings.
Yeah.
I think it y'all just connection was different.
Oh my God.
I mean, like my mom and her siblings, how they say they are, because there's like 12 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
They group each other by 2. That's how y'all are.
Yes.
It's the 2 of y'all. And then, you know, Josh, shout out to Josh, but Josh was like, he was the 3rd one.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a sibling that came right after him. So it was just him, but it was you 2 because you 2 were so close in age.
Yes. And we had the same parents. And you know, now being my dad's only daughter and his toughest son, and having the grandbabies, I will say that it hit different. It hit different because for me, when I think about the memories, I actually don't see her as an adult. My memories come from childhood.
Yeah.
It comes from her sneaking in snacks in the room. It comes in her, you know, us laughing at dumb stuff and my mom saying, y'all need to go to bed. That's where that resonates from. But who but her knew how to finish my sentences?
Yeah.
And I love my siblings. God, no, I love them, but it's just
a different type of love. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a different type of love.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, I only got 2. And
you're the only girl.
Yeah. And they're closer in age to each other.
So you the baby, and the only.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have that 2-year mark that you and Alicia have.
Yes.
So then it's like I came in 4 years from the youngest, 6 years from the oldest. So not saying we're not cool, but
yeah,
the relationship is different.
It differs
between each sibling. Yeah,
I get it. I mean, but you know what? For me, besides sisterhood, siblingship is extremely important for me. I'm the busiest out of my siblings, hence I have the family. But I also will say that. But I also will say that I try my best. Of course, be there for all my siblings. You know what I'm saying? It's important for me. My brother Josh will soon. Yeah, it's different. My husband lost his best friend, and unfortunately, that was his best friend brother. And I literally had to watch him go through that. And it was a blessing because I went through it, but it was unfortunate because I'm like, dang, bro, we both lost our aces, you know? But I was able to be there for him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's different because when Alicia was murdered, I mean, like, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. It's like, dang, we got this new baby girl, beautiful little baby girl. You know, Patricia's going to graduate, my associates at that time. And we were just at a loss, you know. And then there was that big question mark of who did it. You know what I'm saying? The streets are saying this, but who did it? You know what I'm saying? So it was 2015 was hell. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was hell. The best thing that came out of it was my daughter. And she literally, and I know some parents say it, and Melanie's she's my saving grace. But I don't lean on her for that. You know what I'm saying? She's 9 years old. She has her own path, her own way. But she was definitely my saving grace, because had I not had her at that point, I don't know where I would be. Because my mind was going this way. It was going left.
Yeah, that was a hard time. 2015 was a hard time.
It was horrible.
It was hard time. So, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, yes.
It takes real strength to talk about those moments.
Yes.
Do you have ways of remembering and honoring those you've lost, especially around the holidays?
Yes. I respect my Uncle Ricky. As I mentioned, that's where we go for Thanksgiving. He is now the patriarch of the family. He is the baby boy and baby brother of my aunts and my grandmother. He's my great uncle. Let's clear that up. I'm Uncle Father. But his lead. We commemorate my grandmother and my aunts and her sisters by talking about them.
Yeah.
Because they were the ones who ran Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I try my best to, with the help of my cousin Becky as well, to like cook the things that they used to cook, or like play the games that they used to play. Yes, it is a lot. I ain't even gonna hold you. So the way we commemorate them is we talk about them. We watch old videos. Child, Uncle Ricky still got a VHS player.
Oh my God! You know what? I'm not jealous of many people. I do say this a few times, few different shows, but I am jealous of the Kardashians only because they have like those the memories.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because of the show,
yes,
they have gang of memories,
honey.
I ain't never got to worry about recording my own family again because you've recorded it for me.
Exactly. Yes, but that's how we commemorate them. For him, it's he lost 3 sisters in 1 year.
Yeah.
Jesus. But we talk about our loved ones in tangible ways and we laugh. But of course, there's that aspect of where grief comes and snatches you when everybody leaves.
Yeah.
When everybody goes away. I myself, I take pride and joy in my relationship with my Uncle Father. He is the last of a literal dying breed. So at any given point, check in on him. We're actually going to go over his house tomorrow just to have like a play date with his son, my cousin and his kids. But you lose so much. And if you do not take care of what you have now and be in that moment, I swear you'll get snatched from you.
Yeah. It
gets snatched so fast, quicker than a quick weave. Snatched.
When they say you need to appreciate people while they are here,
I'm telling you.
I seen this thing on a dating site where this guy was like, "We are unalive longer than we are ever alive,"
and that's the truth. That's the truth. And I mean, yes, our spirits live on. And I feel like, I believe you mentioned, I feel the spirits of my matriarchs and my sister. But dang, to hold them, to smell them, to be surrounded by them. But like, we are unalive.
To touch,
yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And I be needing these women. I really be needing them. Gracefully, I have my paternal grandmother. I have my mother who's still living. And then, I have my mother-in-law. But I was exceptionally close to those who are gone now. And it was one of those things where it's just like, I'm only 33.
Who you telling?
Girl, I ain't a homeowner yet.
Who you telling?
I be needing somewhere to send these babies. Like,
I said, baby, I ain't even had no kids. What did you do on your way out?
Honey, I need that. And I used to crave it, and I still do, don't get me wrong. But I take on who I still have with what they can give.
Yeah.
Because I'm not looking for someone and someone else. They did their big one with me. But I hold on to those. Like my grandmother, speaking of writer, she and I used to write letters together. And that's when she was becoming a little bit more sickly. Little did she know, she actually passed away from a heart attack in 2017. But we used to write letters. And when I'm going through a season or when something's going on, I always look back at her letters.
And for our listeners who might be facing similar struggles, what's one piece of advice you'd give them?
Lean on your support system. Lean on your support system. Shout out to my husband. Okay. What I learned through my grieving journey is that he is called a co-victim. And unfortunately, when we are personally enduring something, we do not realize that our partner or our best friend or whomever closest to us is going through it with us. And they take the beating. You know, not physically, but like spiritually, emotionally. And so basically, lean on your support system. I found my close, tight-knit support system going through these painful times in my life. As mentioned with my sister, when she was murdered, I trusted no one. It was very difficult for me. But I will say that there is a God that does sit high and looks low if you are a believer of God. He has been an immense part of my life in my faith, which was Alicia's middle name, Faith. And so self-care is a must. Mental health is wealth. And what I've learned is by building on Franklin Freelance, that is my outlet, you know. I have morning messages on my Instagram platform, and then I also have my prices and the services I provide. But you got to find you know. You got to find what makes you tick. You know, some people are artists, you know. You have your podcast, so you could be raw, real, and you. Yeah. Some people do yoga. You know, some people go on hikes, isolation. But I write because I wasn't always able to evoke how I felt as a child. And so I found writing to be that masterpiece of reflection. And on my continuous healing journey, because life is a healing journey, I write and I reflect and I look at my growth. And I was like, dang, I was going through a lot in that time.
Yeah.
Because life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. And then we go through these seasons. So I'm at the season of healing. You know, I'm at my healing season. I'm at my motherhood season. Well, that never ends. But the intention of my healing is to give my kids a safe space of being able to talk about things. I ask them about their days every day. How's your day at school? I don't care if they ate macaroni and cheese every day and colored the same photo. It's going to build them up for the hard, touchy subjects of being bullied or liking somebody or getting their feelings hurt or having a fallout or a breakup. And I think it's so essential to do it while they're younger. So it's almost like not even a routine. It's almost like a connection. It's a bond.
Yeah.
But mental health is, I cannot say that enough. It is health. It is wealth.
It is. Honestly, so I feel like from personal experience, yes. I've struggled with my own mental health. I do feel like to a certain extent this podcast has been somewhat of a saving grace.
Okay.
It becomes my accountability. It becomes my okay, I know I'm going through some shit, but I also said that I would release every week at this day and this time. I got to do it.
Right.
Now, I feel like y'all really counting on me.
To bring the raw, the raw, the real, and the tea.
I really feel like y'all counting on me, okay? And that's your favorite hoochie, okay? As well as your favorite. As well as your favorite podcast.
Listen.
So, okay, I gotta show up and show out
every week.
And honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I did take a break after my car got broken into the last time. But that was a back to back. They hit me 3 times in 3 months. That was a $250 deductible. I had to come out of pocket every time for.
And that's another part of it.
Oh my goodness! So yeah, it took a toll, but I got back.
Yeah.
And honestly, I read a Reddit or something like that said that most new podcasts don't make it past like their 10th episode. And then from there, they don't make it past like their 20th or something like that episode. Yeah, like a lot of new podcasts drop off. And I get it.
Yeah.
Because on my 10th episode, I was low-key like,
yeah,
that was all I got.
That's all, folks. Rewatch it the first episode.
Well, y'all didn't do nothing with the first season.
Right. We piloted, we did it, we're done, right?
I get where the discouragement comes from.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said earlier in the episode, like one thing that I feel like God has placed on you that, baby, that thing gonna gnaw at you.
Child.
That thing will gnaw at you.
It will keep you up at night.
That thing will have you going, oh no, I said I wasn't gonna do it. I've talked to the people, I've done it, it's not gonna work. And then there's something in me that's just like,
it won't let go.
But did you try it alone? Did you try it without your friend? Why is your friend the contingency on you living your life the way that you choose to live your life?
Honey.
And baby, when I tell you, after me and God had that conversation, because you knew me and God, we ain't that close. But after me and God had that conversation.
And he done snatch you by your ponytail, because that's what I say. Child, God will snatch you by your ponytail.
After me and God had that conversation, he snatched me up. I said, you know what? You're right. Let me fix my hair and get back.
Amen.
Because we started with no camera. We started pure audio.
Okay.
And I think by the 10th episode, we were video. But yeah, like we started pure audio because I didn't know what I was doing. But I know I had the vision.
And you know what? And that's all it needs to be sometimes. I've literally maintained so far, because I'll clear at some point, the first post I've ever had when I started doing a social media platform. And I was like, oh, that's cute. But you know what? It's not about the likes and the follows. It's about touching people. Yeah. You know, and I think that's what it's about. And it's so funny. I don't know if you've dealt with this yet, but I ran into a young lady and she was like, you're that girl. And I was like, wait a minute, from where? Where do you know me from?
Where?
Yes. And she was like, you're Franklin Freelance. And I said, oh, yeah, that's me. And so with the reposting and the supporting and the marketing and the tagging, I'm starting to be seen.
Yeah.
And my message today was perception. And I could only imagine if I wasn't the pure, genuine person that I was and I, rubbed her the wrong way, how many followers I would lose, how many people's lives I would be like, oh, she stank. And I cannot wait to see what you become.
I appreciate it. I can't
wait.
What's crazy is I was just thinking about you earlier today, and I knew we had it recorded, but I was thinking about you earlier today, and I remember I want to say like your first couple posts. Mm-hmm. Like, you know me, like my first reaction does not matter if it's good, bad, if we should be happy, we should be sad, we should be crying. My first reaction is usually to laugh, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't laughing at you, but I was like, this is what I know I'm supposed to be doing, but I can't do it because I'm just too scared to talk to the camera. And I'm like, I talk to the camera every day.
I think we talked about that.
That's what I'm saying. I thought about that conversation and I was
that.
like, are you nervous? Like, I was like, are you nervous when you be recording? She was like, no, I just,
no,
speak. Whatever God was on my heart. And I said, and that's partially why I think everybody started in August. Yeah. Like, I was like, all right, you know what?
Let's do it.
Right. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Like, I got a voice. I got shit to say. And honestly, you go listen or you not.
And you know what? I feel like.
But you here, so you listening.
Listen, our personal experiences are meant for someone else. Spiritually speaking, I am starting to accept that I'm the vessel. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who's supposed to go through these breaking the generational curses and stuff of that nature because I'm actually setting the foundation for someone else. Mm-hmm. I've run into people. It's actually called Parents and Murdered Children, the LA chapter. And I have started their support groups, which I was totally against in my grief for 2017. I said, I am not about to sit and cry with a group of people because I'm a very private person in that regard. But now I see it in a different light and back to perception and back to like owning up things and being encourageable. I was just like, no, these are my people. This is my support system because now that I went through hell and back and re-traumatized and all that, I could sit here and say in these meetings, I've been there, I've done that, and I'm here. I'm the vessel. You're the vessel. You have no idea how many lives you're going to touch. Because I
feel that too. Yeah. Yes. Like I think about it and I'm like, you never know.
You don't
know. Me just giving you whatever life lesson I done been through. And granted, I already know you don't put all your business out there like that.
No.
Get it, got it, good. No. But me telling you what I went through could. I'm not gonna say it will, but it could potentially save you from going through the same stuff I went through. Girl. Because you don't have to.
No, you don't.
I didn't have to go through some of the stuff I went through, but I went through it.
Exactly. And I was right by her side a lot of times.
I went through it. And it's like, we didn't have to a lot of the time.
No. But I mean, I believe in lessons learned, but I believe in learning. Mm-hmm. You know, but because God will put you in that season over and over and over again
until you learn
your lesson.
Yeah.
And I'm cool, child. I want to just at some point in my life just kick my feet back up and be like, God, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll surrender.
Yeah.
Because it don't gotta be that way. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like with this podcast, you are going to touch so many lives that. Child, people are gonna be lining in line, not just to market businesses, but to really be just to talk about stuff. Like, let's talk about it.
I know, and you know what? I think about it all the time, and I'm like, what type of community do I want to build with this podcast?
Who's your niche?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I want. Although I say like we are non-judgmental over here, yes. I really do mean that. Like,
but she really is in real life, y'all.
I don't care what you do because 9 times out of 10, what you do don't affect me.
Child, Bree be knowing some stuff about me back in my heyday, and she and not to cut you off, but back to sisterhood. You know, there's some people that you could carry through and through in every season, and then there's some people that was it. That was a season. Me and Bree known each other for for all our lives, lives.
We go through seasons where we don't talk, and it's no beef.
No, it's not personal.
It's just she got a life, I got a life.
Exactly.
And sometimes our lives just don't merge. Like she said, she got a whole husband and 3 kids.
Listen, roommates.
I'm still in my hoochie hotels, okay?
And
I'm still in my hoe days.
And that's okay. But it's beautiful how now in our big old age, how we're able to now immerse ourselves together.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, ooh, Franklin Freelance meets No Dress Code. Try me.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even talk about episodes with guests, and we had the title of this episode planned out before I even had the outline.
Listen, and it's a part of our lives of who we used to be, and it's a part of our lives of who we are
now. Yeah, who we becoming.
And there's some people who have not outgrown the other side. The 18, 19-year-old side. And I'm just like, I don't want to be cold no more. I don't want people looking at me.
I don't want to be shivering no more. Baby, throw me the jacket. I don't want your sandals breaking.
I don't want you falling in the middle of the park. Listen.
I don't want to be in the middle of the club with a dress and heels on, baby. Go back.
Listen.
Okay.
I was on the whole other side of the room with this guy I was dating. And all of a sudden, I hear people say, "Whoa, child, you know me. I'm over here like, what's going on? Why is my friend in the middle of the whole section on the floor laughing in her dress?
Laughing like you would have not thought I had heels on a dress,
honey. But
it was funny.
But way before Instagram, what was it? Facebook, MySpace at that time?
But it was like Was it? It was like it wasn't Instagram. It was like AIM. Was it AIM?
Yeah, it was AIM.
Oh yeah.
Instagram wasn't even a baby. Child,
and was the good old days.
We had.
Oh my goodness.
We had times, but you know what? The times we had are so memorable. And I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anybody else. You know why? Because I trusted her. She trusted me. Didn't nobody get left. Didn't nobody get hurt. Didn't nobody get touched. Because that happens. And we always made it home okay. And then maybe a couple of days of recovery, we be like, what we doing next?
Yeah. Like...
Ma'am.
Life done lifed, baby. And we done had I'm not gonna sit here and hold y'all act like things have been peachy keen our whole relationship. We done had our ups and downs.
We did have our ups and downs.
Yeah, we've had our ups and downs, but life is life. And a lot of shit happened because we were just young.
Yeah, young and believe. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We ain't even gonna go there. But it's beautiful, and as I mentioned before, I appreciate this opportunity because it's not just about just my business and marketing it. It's about an opportunity to see another Black woman in her business, in her realm, in her line of work, and being able to showcase that. You know what I'm saying?
Being able to put our two businesses together because
Yes. We've never done this before.
business together.
Never.
It's always her business or my business,
right.
but
we've never merged.
We supported
all through and through.
Yeah,
through
we
and through
each other's business, but
listen, I'll be screaming and hollering for you got a new logo?
Okay.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh, she got a new episode.
Love.
But that's where that comes from. Because I'm not a hating person in my blood. She not a hating person. I want to see the next person win. Oh, you making money, great. It's about business. You know what I'm saying? But it's about allowing to see your friend, your girl, really flourish and be so happy for her. And we don't have that anymore in this culture.
Yeah. Like
the culture's crazy.
I seen a clip recently, Issa Rae. It wasn't her. She came out and said it wasn't her. She said it was somebody she's friends with, I guess.
Understood.
Said that basically people try to network up and we should be networking across.
Amen.
And when I tell you that has changed, like the way no dress code has gone in 2024 because we've networked across. Versus networking up. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we can network up, don't get me wrong. We gonna take it.
Oh, penny.
But networking across has saved us.
I like that.
Yeah, it saved us because it's like I need help, you need help.
Yes,
we help each other.
Yes, especially like with us, we are one women bands. I tag people to help me with my marketing, hallelujah. But when it comes to I just open up the form for the morning messages. Like, hey, get something on your mind. Let's talk about it. You may not be with me, but let's talk about it. And it would always be kept anonymous. But I really feel like there's another part of me that wants to know what is on people's minds.
Yeah.
It's one thing for me to, hey, my Franklin freelance writers, how are y'all? But what's really going on with y'all?
Yeah.
I can't be the only one going through something, but it's exceptional for people to understand there are outlets. There are safe outlets. And I could tell you my experience, and if I haven't experienced, I'm sure that someone else has experienced it and would need to know how I got through it.
Yeah, and we definitely just try to make a safe space as possible.
Yes. A non-judgmental safe space.
Yeah, because we've been in spaces where judgment is heavy. You gonna get judged, honestly, from the moment you walk out your door. From the moment you open your eyes, somebody is sitting there judging you. So to be in a space where really it's no judgment.
I think that's what's so scary about nowadays. Is the judgment or is the ridicule. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually have lost a friend due to this idea. She kind of felt like, well, it wasn't like, oh, it's dumb, but it was almost like, okay, so you're going to be a stay-at-home mom and you're going to write papers? Yep. Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm going to inspire people.
People who were not given that dream cannot understand it. No. Like, I was actually going through my phone the other day because I had made content that I had never put out, and I think I might.
Honey,
it's
time.
Yeah, I think I might. And it was I was in the sauna at the gym when I was still at my old gym, and it was just like sometimes that vision ain't for them. It could be your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother,
for the people
your
in the
niece,
back,
your wife, your husband. Sometimes that vision is not for them.
No, or you can't take them where you're going.
Sometimes that vision was given to you specifically because it is meant for you to bring it to fruition.
That's so true. Because
if I would have waited for someone to be there, someone to be my co-host, because I feel like this show, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a podcast. I could, and I would have fun, but I feel like it would be more fun if I had a co-host. And granted, it probably would. Yeah. We probably nothing but jokes up here all day.
Oh, girl.
But would it have made me who I am today? Would it have made me get out of my own comfort zone?
Yeah, you know, shit.
I still would have been dependent on, okay, well, my...
And I don't know if people know this about you, but you are a shy person.
I am. I'm very introverted.
She's very
I don't
introverted.
think it comes across.
No, but
I tell people, but it does not come across.
Like how much. In a social setting, like on some real stuff, I'm the bubbly, friendly one. But with her, it's a matter of I'm gonna scope the scene. Like, I'm gonna trust you and I'm gonna come because you my girl. But I'm gonna scope the scene first, and then I might find a friend or two. But she's extremely shy. She's very introverted, and it's not one of those stank-a-dank introverts. It's almost like I'm a scope first, and she not even. You've been to my birthdays before.
Yeah, I just gotta feel comfortable.
Yeah,
it's really just a vibe. It's not something you can do as a person to make me feel comfortable or nothing like that. It's just, baby, either you got the vibe or you don't.
Yeah, and then she'll come and respectfully let you know she leaving.
yeah, it's just not my vibe. But I also don't judge. Like,
no. And she'll text you she got home.
Only thing I might judge if I do a little crack. Y'all shoot up, I might be a little judgmental.
We don't even go to them parties, child. That ain't even.
I might be a little judgmental until I see y'all start pulling baby oil out of. I see y'all start pulling baby oil out of my kids.
We are classy. We are mindful. We are demure. We are business women.
One of us is. Right?
Listen, I love her still. In all of this.
Oh,
no, listen, nothing. Yeah. No judgment. Teach his own. And I love that for you.
Yeah.
Listen.
And that's what I love. I love saying that. I love saying I love that for people because
but really.
And people feel like that's so shady, but really
it's not.
Like, it just don't affect me.
I love that for you because I love you enough for that thing to make you happy.
Maybe you want to go out every day and be a hoe, like legitimate prostitute
that
type
is
of
your
hoe.
Business.
That's your business. I love that for you.
Be safe.
You still, I love that for you. However you get it, you get it.
And that's your business.
No judgment. I couldn't do it personally. I don't think I could. I never want to say never.
It hasn't ever been.
I never want to say never, but I don't judge you if you do. As a matter of fact, come tell me the stories.
Listen, because she will contextualize it and make it something. Listen, on a storyline,
living
with no autonomy. Like that's you. Do what you do.
I'd be living through you. You would think
I'll give you a ride. Baby, you make it there okay?
You be thinking I'm trying to join you.
No.
Join you out there, baby. I'm just here for the stories.
Text me when you get there.
No, I'm just here for the stories.
Listen. Everybody needed somebody to talk to talk about, to be real and raw with.
Yeah, and everybody just needs somebody who does not judge.
At all. Very hard. It's a rarity. It's unfortunate rarity. And
that's why we're called on dress code, because we don't care.
No.
Okay, if you come up in this bitch in sweatpants or if you come up in this bitch in a bathing suit, baby, I do not care.
Not a bathing suit. Honey.
Because we don't have no judgment over here. Okay, this has been such an amazing conversation.
Oh, likewise.
And I really appreciate you being here today. Before we wrap up, we have to do two things. Let's one, do a mental check-in with you. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling today? And what's one thing you're doing for yourself this week?
I'm feeling good. I was excited, as I mentioned before, about this opportunity to collaborate with another African-American Black business owner. Honey, let's start there.
That's what I'm talking about.
The hustle and grind is 24/7. For all the momapreneurs, holla girl, because it's not easy. Trust me.
Oh my God, it's not.
It's not.
Having to create clips, having to create content, having to stay on top of stuff, having to be on what's in the new, like
deadlines, all that. Because one thing I will say is, what people don't understand is, okay, call me the paper plug if you want to, but I soulfully, rootfully take my time with what I do. And I think for me, it's like, these are people's lives at stake. These are people's business proposals. These are people's resumes. These are people's schoolwork. So I take it as my own. I'm a professional student. But funny enough, as much as Franklin Freelance is a lot hands-on, it is also my go-to, and I aspire to get even better with my brand and get better with, supporting people. But my mental health is superbulous. I'm so happy. Yes, I said happy. Wow, I have not said that in a long time.
That's good. But I love to hear happy.
Honey, it took a while for me to get here. But I'm happy. I'm exceptionally happy. Not for the folk, not for the gram, but for real life. Like for real life.
Yes, we are.
And this week, let's see. I was able to clean my house top to bottom. Oof. I look like Cinderella glass slippers in my house right now. And I am happy about that. Even with the Halloween candy and crap. But the little simple things in life, and with the pause of me being able to just focus and hone in on my vision in my business has allowed me to take a step back from the corporate world and the fastness. I've been a manager. I've been a school coordinator. I've been in high ranking positions, but I can attest to say that being able to go home and cook dinner and do things with my kids
is a blessing.
Oh my God. I don't take that for granted. As frustrating as it can be, as overwhelming as it can be, it's a blessing. You know, it's truly a blessing. And I want my kids to remember these times. Yeah. You know, my daughter, my oldest, Melanie, she said, "Mom, you're happy." And I was like, "Oh my God, I am." Oh my God.
Yeah, that
oh my God.
That's really what I'm looking forward to too. I mean, NDC is not profitable yet.
Oh, it will be.
Thank you, because I am speaking at yet.
Oh, it will, honey. Oh, it will be.
It's coming. We are one episode away from every win. One episode away from every win.
Say it again.
One episode away from everybody saying, "Oh, I knew you was gonna make it from day one. I've been supporting you from day one,
honey."
And baby, I know who's really been supporting me from day one.
Child.
I know who's really messaging me and being like, "Hey, yo, I seen the episode."
Child.
And you don't have to message me.
Child.
You don't. But for those who do, it was actually like a shell shock at first. Because it's like, I know you guys, and yes, you guys know me. And so it is, you know, it's like, dang, you really support me. Like, yeah, I know you. And yeah, you know me, but people know me all the time and won't tune into the show.
Yeah.
So the fact that you took the time out of your day to tune in,
it does wonders. And I mean, yes, Franklin Freelance is profitable, but there's nothing like that repost of a shout out, because I can't stress it enough. I'm doing it by myself. And I haven't got it large enough to hire people, you know, and I have ideas of how I would do it, but you got to believe in you.
Yeah.
You had a co-host, a contingent one. But look at you now. You know, and the topics that you bring to life are topics that are very relatable.
I try to stay away from the 50-50 conversations because, baby, whatever you do in your relationship, do for you. It don't affect me whether you want to go 50-50 or whether you want to pay 100% of these bills.
Honey.
Now, how I was raised might be different from how you was raised, so I don't tell you how you should work your relationship.
We're going to disagree to agree.
You know, I know everybody was raised differently, so I don't have no input on nobody else's relationship on how you want to work that. Be it 50-50, be it 100-100.
And that's dangerous to talk about, child, because you know.
And I feel like it's an oversaturated conversation as well.
It is. It is. And I feel like,
because I'm not paying your bills. I don't care if you go 50-50.
Some people are so sensitive in some manners, but it's like you said, you do you, I do me. And we may not be a puzzle piece together. One of us might be lost in that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And people aren't okay with that. Like, it's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, baby, I don't care.
You happy? You good? You grinding? Great. That's all that matter to me. And I
will
will
stay at home dad? Oh, okay. That's fine.
That's a beautiful thing.
Your wife works? Okay. However it works out for you and your family.
Exactly.
However it works out for you.
And the baby's okay, because that's always the priority.
That's the only dynamic that matters.
Exactly.
Are you happy at the end of the day?
Are you?
Because my little opinion about what's going on in your family don't matter. It don't pay your bills whatsoever.
Listen.
So, before we let you go officially,
okay,
we do have a Reddit.
Okay.
It says, help. Boyfriend says he sent a nude pic by accident. This is a general question.
Okay.
So this is based on together or moving on. I feel like she's saying this is based on if we should stay together or moving on.
Who was it accidentally sent to was my first question.
Okay. My boyfriend sent a nude pic to my friend. My friend was at my house, which he didn't know, and received a random snap from him, which is not normal. She opened the message and was like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden it says sender deleted. Then he immediately says minutes later, hey, I am sorry. My phone is sending random shit to people like photos, links. I think my phone is broken. Couple minutes later, same thing happens, and I am on her phone, and he sends another one. Same thing, says it was deleted. However, he didn't delete it in time. I saw it. Then a couple hours later, he says his phone is sending random shit to everyone except me. I mean, come on. He said, well, I was on her Snap because I was asking her a question, and this is how it happened. Again, because he stuck his phone in his pocket and sent the same pic. I said, why wouldn't you tell me then? I would have kind of believed you. He is sticking to his story, and we have a son together, and I want others' opinions if this has ever happened or if it's possible.
So personally, this has not ever happened to me. But I feel from the story and synthesizing this, that this boyfriend may have a crush on the best friend or the girl, whomever he sent that to. That was definitely not. It was intentional.
Okay, see, I don't know, because I feel like this has happened to me before.
I think it was intentional.
It's happened to me before. Okay, so y'all remember back when Metro PCS was hot, right?
Oh, child, we all had one.
Back when Metro PCS first came out, I don't know what phone it was, but I remember I had a Metro phone. I remember we were at the mall. It was me, you, Brian.
Oh, Brian.
Might bleep out his name. I don't know. I haven't decided. But me, you, and Brian, and we were at the mall, and we were at Forever 21. I sent a picture to him. I think of you.
Remember a minute. That? I think I do.
I sent a picture of you in the dress or from the dressing room.
Yeah.
Can't touch that one, okay?
I remember this.
I remember this. And it switched out the photo. It was a picture of me that I had sent to the guy I was dealing with. And he was like, he texted me back like, you could have sent that to your father. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it was a picture of Patti in a dress. Yeah, I could have sent to my daddy. And then I looked at the photo.
Your daddy would have been like, okay, she look great.
It was really switching. Like, my photos would really switch. I had to stop sending them and then make sure it was the right photo I clicked and then resend it.
Okay, so that was a cell phone glitch.
Yeah, it was. And it was Metro PCS. It wasn't Snap.
It was. It wasn't a T-Mobile, AT&T. I don't know. It's giving intent to me.
Yeah, it's giving. That one's very weird.
Honey, it's giving intent to me.
And I feel like even though it's happened to me,
and I do recall that. And that was a glitch though. But the way she said that the picture was deleted and it happened more than one, there was more than one occurrence. That's sketch.
Yeah, I don't know, cause like mine would happen to like different people. Like I would
remember that.
Yeah, I would send you a picture. It didn't matter who it was. Like it just a random person a picture, and sometimes it would switch it out. And I would have to. This was back when it was Metro Day, so you still had the opportunity to stop the message before it got sent.
Right.
So I would do that, and then I would see like, oh shit, it switched out. So it was gonna send this picture, and sometimes it was a harmless photo. Sometimes it wasn't. That's why iPhone now got the hidden feature.
What a time! Like we started at the beginning of this episode, a time was had.
A time was had.
But back to your ready. I think it was intentional due to the nature of it happening more than once.
Yeah.
Because what was he trying to send that person?
But also,
that's my first thought.
It's the fact that he didn't tell you. Because granted, the guy I was dealing with.
Yeah.
Brian was gonna go tell him anyway.
Regardless. Because if I'm not mistaken, they were friends.
Yeah, they were.
Exactly.
I told old boy. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to, but I told old boy.
Just because you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Respect.
And I know. And, as I get older, that respect doesn't change. A lot. It doesn't change.
You living.
Yeah, because at this age, I just feel like I've given a lot of respect to people who did not
deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm treating you the way wives treat husbands, and you is barely a good boyfriend.
Child, and that's
you are a mediocre boyfriend.
That's a lot of giving.
I'm a giver.
Yes, you are. And I think that sometimes with having a big heart or being a big giver, people take advantage of it.
Yeah,
no,
and
I think I know people.
Yeah,
do.
No. I realize they do.
They do.
And it comes to a point where it's just like, I don't want to have to change who I am because of the way society works. But at the same time, I'm not gonna keep getting played with.
No,
you're not gonna keep playing in my face.
And you don't. You as a person don't even deserve that.
You're not. Like, don't get me wrong. I've done shit where I probably have deserved to have my face played in. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I have, but I'm not that person anymore.
No,
I'm not saying it erases everything or I could just make amends like that, but I'm not who I once was.
Neither one of us are.
It's been a big change.
Yeah, a journey. It's been a journey, but I mean, it's a beautiful journey, and I think through everything that I've mentioned tonight, I don't regret a thing. It's been a beautiful journey, and you just continue to flourish, you continue to grow, and it'd be so crazy next around this time next year how child I might have to book a little something.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. This time next year, baby, y'all gonna be knocking down the door.
I'm at the big little shum, but you look, ain't no dress code. Can you get me in, friend?
This time next year, you're going to be hosting shows, okay?
You got no time for me.
Okay, y'all better stop playing.
Not for real. It's a coming.
It is.
And anything you throw out into that universe, child, it's going to come right back at you.
It is. And I just feel like the more I personally work on NDC, and it's not just me. I do have someone who helps me, but the more I work on NDC, I just feel like the more I'm going to see growth out of it.
Yes.
I'm not saying I haven't seen growth because I have.
Yeah.
I remember I started the Instagram and it had like 0 followers. I'm not saying I'm like 100K or 100 even,
right?
But I'm further than where I was.
Yes.
And it's growing slowly but surely. I sometimes wish it would grow overnight, but then at the same time I'm like, nah, I want my community to grow. I want my community.
Yes.
Like, I want a community and not just a platform. I want you guys to really be in this and be like, nah, like, we real not judgmental in these comments.
Yeah.
I don't care what you told me you did.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And people they just so scared. They're just so scared. And
I get it.
Yeah.
Because putting yourself out there is scary.
Being vulnerable is very scary.
But I've recently been hearing more so a lot. Like, the internet isn't even a real place.
Child.
Like, when you think about it, like, I was having a conversation with this guy at the gym. Shout out to my trainer and shout out to that guy. Because he was like, the internet isn't a real place. Like, no. You can never talk to somebody and they be like, all right, I'll see you later. I'm about to go to the internet.
No.
I'm about to go hop on the internet. Like, you will never say somebody say like, I'll meet you on the internet in like 5 minutes. I'll meet you on the internet in 5 minutes.
It's crazy to even say that out loud. It don't even sound real.
So it's like, yeah, there might be 3 million people online bashing me, but y'all not saying it to my face.
And you know what? And I'm like, it's all true. You
9 times out of 10, if you get the opportunity to see me in my face, you're not going to say it.
I don't even care. I'm at the point in my life, I don't even care. Whatever you contort, whatever you think, whatever you perceive, whatever's on your mind, I will be that. I will be everything you're saying because I really know who I am. You really know who you are. We're secure in ourselves. And I'm just to the point where if you don't like me, God bless. Unfollow, block me, whatever. And that's
I wish people would do that more. Like, if you don't like me, unfollow me. I wish people
would just be honest. Like, just, it's okay. Friendship failed. We don't. Fine.
If you in a season, and I'm not saying like me personally, but I get it. Sometimes like you be in season around your friends, and you just be jealous of them, and so it's hard. Jesus. I get it. Sometimes it just be like they life is moving in ways that yours isn't, and you're looking at them like, damn, your life is moving and mine isn't. But you don't know people have to actually go through to get.
And you don't even know what God doing, because what to do? He knock on doors and you could be next. He be in that neighborhood.
Yeah, you better be happy.
People get so caught up in the way in the part of social media, which is so bad, is so distorted.
Yeah.
Like there's a perception of this and that. In real life, people really aren't who they say they are. Like running into that young woman who was just like, "You're Franklin Freelance." yes, hello. But I really am who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and she could have bashed me off of my attitude towards her.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, oh, she a fraud. The morning message is fraud. Like it's perception, and it's just being real.
Yeah. So, I'm so glad you came.
It's an honor.
Happy to have you.
Yes.
Before we let you go, I want you guys to before we let you go, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow, Franklin Freelance on Instagram.
Girl, okay? God bless you.
We will also leave her Instagram linked in the bio of this episode. I will probably also link it somewhere on the screen just so you can see it, just in case you guys, however you see it, you're going to see it.
Listen.
And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend to pull up.
Pull up and pull out. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
She said pull up and pull out.
Oh my God. Thank y'all. Lordy.
Oh, you gotta see that, man.
Lordy.
That is all we have for you for today. And I will see you guys in next week's episode. Bye.
It's a wrap.
You're still here? You know the show's over, right? Don't cry. We'll be back next week. I gotta go be a hoochie. In the meantime, catch up on the older episodes.